Hi, I'm Rob Hayes. This is a series on art direction and how I develop a game style from a collection of concepts to a finished piece. The game that I will be redesigning is Super Dungeon Escape, a simple platformer with controls designed for touch and keyboard. Simply climb to the top of the tower before the acid reaches you. I've chosen this game as its simplistic nature can work with a whole host of styles and themes. My process is to start with a design brief detailing any specifications the art might require. With the brief in mind, I collect a series of reference images that might inspire a design as well as offer architectural hints. I then move on to a selection of rough concepts. These are great for defining overall colours and shapes. These concepts are then slowly refined with combinations and new additions until a final mock-up can be made. During the final mock-up, I will begin working out how the assets might be created in a way that works for its target platforms. Finally, with the mock-ups of reference, I construct the game's assets. So here's the design brief for Super Dungeon Escape, where I will be redesigning the game's art assets. Set within a dungeon or tower, levels are arranged vertically and the player must climb up them. The style must allow room for obstacles and puzzle elements, and each floor will slowly fill with water, acid, lava, or something equally nasty. The levels must contain at least one collectible. This can be used for unlocking multiple new characters. The player must be able to wall jump, a key mechanic in the game. The game must work for many unlockable player characters, and have potential for procedurally generated elements. With the design brief ready, I then assemble a series of reference images, including towers, dungeons, and wells, and any other things that I might get reference from. With everything now in place, I can move on to the concepts. These allow me to explore themes and colours while not having to concentrate too much on details. My first concept is going to be based on a well. This will simply mean that it fills with water, and I think it should have a cylindrical background. Though I might not be able to keep the cylindrical element, I quite like them at the moment, and it would be nice to see if I can do it when I come to a mock-up stage if this design stays. To break up the potentially repetitive nature of the background, I'm going to add a couple of cracks and then maybe even some greenery later. I have some of the core elements in place now, but I'm not entirely sure the colours are going to work, so I'll take a look at my references and see if I can find something more suited. I changed the background to a greeny brown colour. This will work well with the moss elements that I plan on adding. Happy with how the background looks, I can now start adding platforms so that the player can jump off. These, though, aren't level designs, I want them to look similar to how it would in game. I've chosen to use metal platforms, similar to a sewer grating. As the background is green, I felt that a browner, almost brass-like metal would work well with this. It would also show that it could be rusted, which would work well with the water. I have chosen to light the platforms from the top, as if light was coming down the well. This will also help indicate that the player can step on these platforms. A blue glow from the water also helps with the ambience of the level. With this and some additional shading, the concept is now complete. For my next concept, I'm using the clock tower as reference, particularly its mix of stonework and almost gold-like metal. I wanted to add a different style of stone edging, so I created an alternating brick pattern. To differentiate from the previous concept's green moss, I decided to add a yellow lichen. Elements like moss, lichen and cracks help to break up the scene and stop it being repetitive over a long stretch of level. For this concept's background, I decided to use a flatter colour and instead highlight individual bricks. With a couple of small changes to colour, I moved on to adding the level's platforms. I decided to go with wooden platforms that had structure to support them. I like these as it added variation from the previous block-like platforms that I had used. Noticing that the wood blended in too much with the background, I went for a more reddy tone. This also required changing a couple of the background elements to fit better. With the colours all corrected, I can now add the gold elements that I really like from the reference image. At the moment, they are just representing background elements like cogs and filigree, but it would be nice to use these for obstacles, mainly a spinning blade and things you have to dodge. Like the lighting in my previous concept, I am using gold elements to help highlight the floor. Using alpha lock on a layer, I'm able to easily add details such as highlighting for metal. It's now time to add the level's danger element. For this, I'm using lava as it works really well with the colours of the wood and metal. My first idea was to have the lava bubbling, but this didn't work well with the current elements in the level. With the design brief in mind, I decided to go back to the first concept and add a pickup. For this, I decided a key, as it seemed perfect for an item to be dropped down the well. I then added a pickup to the second concept. For this, I decided a gold coin, the classic staple of any platformer. A couple of shine effects finished the coins off perfectly. Happy with the concept, I moved on to the next. For this, I went with a more classic fantasy dungeon. So far, both concepts have used a fairly straight edge wall. For this, I wanted to break it up with something crumbling. Moving away from the bricks in the previous concept, I decided to go for a more broken up cavern-like background, but I think works well with the crumbling walls that I've made. I wanted the platforms to match better with the edge wall of this concept. The background gave a sense that the levels sat quite deep underground, so gemstones felt like the perfect pickup to add. Building on the classic fantasy dungeon setting that I've been working on, I decided to add skulls and chains to the level. Like the previous concept, they are just background elements, but they could be brought in for obstacles such as swinging chains with maces on the end. For a dungeon, the chosen colours seemed too bright and cheerful, so I decided to go for a more darker purple tone. Bubbling acid was added as this level's danger, as it contrasted really well with the purples and blues set up now. I've now completed 3 concepts, but I do plan on creating 3 more for the next episode. If you have any ideas or suggestions for this series, please let me know in the comments. Thanks for watching, and remember to like and subscribe to keep up to date with new episodes.